little table was one of those tables I didn't even know if I wanted to do. The finish was very cracked on top. There was some old paint on here. The table legs were loose. And it just wasn't that interesting to me for some reason. You know, it's kind of plain. So I did add, and what I'm going to demo today is this Woodu Bend. That is a product that is a wood composite, and you can add it as decorative molding to any piece to just give it a little more interest. The other reason I did want to do this table is because I had a piece of a furniture transfer left over. This piece right here, which just fit perfectly on the table. And this is part of a Hocus Pocus transfer that I've used already on two other pieces. So I'm a huge fan of transfers that I can cut and I can use on a couple of pieces. The other piece I did was a pair of matching end tables, and you can see that on my Instagram page, Lynn Wilson Originals. Now this comes in a roll like this, and it's very stiff. I would break it if I tried to open it. So the way you soften it is with heat. Now ideally I would have a heat gun, but I don't. So I'm using my blow dryer. And the first thing I did was open up the whole thing. So that did take a little while, so that's why I saved you from having to watch me do that. And you can see it's still a little uneven. Now the next thing, I measured my areas. This was 22 inches, these sides were 11 inches. So I'm going to heat up this Woodu Bend piece and try to get it a little bit straighter. So and the other thing that I found was helpful was putting my foot on the end once I straightened it, because otherwise the end that was already straight wanted to curl back up again. So here we go. And I've marked out that I need 11 inches, so I can roughly estimate when I can quit heating this up. I've also heard people say that they put this on a griddle. Pancake griddle, and put foil on it. And my box here has a seam, so I'm going to try to line it up next to the seam so I keep it straight. So you can see it's much more pliable now. And I'm going to mark out my 11 inches. And use my X-Acto knife to cut it. And you want to make sure, which I got lucky the first time I used it, and notice here that this is the right side up or the upside down, but they're different. So you want to keep it the same for all of the edges of your table. And then I use this Tight Bond too. It's water resistant. I'm not sure that makes a difference, but this is just what I've always used, and it's worked well for me. And because this is a wood composite, you want to use a wood glue. It doesn't matter if the glue bubbles up, because you're going to be painting over it. So I have the single edge on top. And if you are at all like me, and a little OCD about stuff, I was trying to figure out, it wasn't lining up completely straight even after I did this. So then I set the table right side up and realized that nobody's going to really see the bottom line from the angle of the table. They're really just going to see the top line. So I focused on trying to get the top line straight. And I also look right here to make sure that I've got it pressed tightly. And if it's not, you can use the your heat gun or your blow dryer again. And this is going to give me something to either use glaze or wax, something to create a little more visual interest on this table. So I have one side left, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing. And this piece broke off, but I could easily, just match these up and glue them back on, because the heat really makes them meld together. So I'm just going to heat this up again, put it on my seam on my cardboard, and start heating. And having the seam on the box helps me keep it straight. I didn't have the seam the first time I did it, and I found that by the time I got to the end, it was crooked again. And I'm just going to use my X-Acto to get a straight line. It's getting close to someone's lunchtime, so he's a little interested in what I'm doing right now. I'm going to use the Titebond glue. So I'm pretty happy with that. It seems like it's pressed down. Now I get to do the fun stuff, the painting. Hope you enjoyed it, and have a great rest of your Sunday afternoon. Bye-bye.